Well, welcome to week 43. We are looking at the Bible in a year, and this time we're concentrating on just two books of the Bible. The first of those is Jeremiah. We're going to be reading chapters 15 to 31, building on everything that we've read the previous week. And you will have seen that Jeremiah is not necessarily the easiest of reads. God gives him prophecy after prophecy that he has to relate to the people, which are pretty much consistently that these are the things you haven't done. This is the way you've neglected justice and righteousness. This is how you have ignored me because of foreign gods and turned to them. And it talks in very emotive language about that, doesn't it? Well, I'm afraid I can promise you some more of that. It's quite a confusing book in some ways because it's not, I don't think it's strictly chronological. And of course, because it's quite gloomy, he's called the weeping prophet because he's very much caught up in the emotion of it as well. He's not cold and detached and dispensing these words to people without caring about them. His heart is very much with Judah and Israel at this point. And so he'll break out at times to pray or simply to weep or to pray with weeping. And he's very much caught up in that, but it isn't cheery stuff, as you will have seen. And later on, when we finish Jeremiah, we're going to see his other book, Lamentations. So it's going to be a bit relentless for a few weeks. On the other hand, we have Acts, and we carry on. We'll be reading from chapter 20 to 23, and we see the end really of Paul's missionary activity is beginning to wind down. We see in this section how he gets arrested. We see some more of the ill treatment that he receives. And as he gets to Jerusalem, as he heads to Jerusalem, he's saying goodbye to some of his churches. And actually there's some weeping involved here as well, as he says goodbye to the elders in Ephesus, for instance. Relationships that, again, meant a lot to Paul. He knows he's not going to see them again as he heads towards his arrest and then the events that will lead up to him being taken to Rome. So I'm afraid it's not massively cheery stuff, but it's part of the human experience, isn't it? So we need to keep reading these things and be thankful, actually, that God includes the gloomy stuff. There are times when it comforts us to know we're not alone in our difficulties. And God, whatever else you might say about these chapters, is very much at the center of everything that is going on. So that's week 43. We are looking then at Jeremiah 15:31 and Acts 20 to 23.